Hey everybody, it's Kevin from 3D Printed Props. Today's video, we are going to be doing the second part in our Ghostbusters Proton Pack build. If you haven't seen the first one, go to one of these corners to check it out. Today though, we are going to be working on building and putting together the wand, the Neutrona Wand. This was a super fun and a little bit frustrating project. So I love Ghostbusters. That original movie is just a classic. I saw it when I was probably 15 or something at a drive-in. So that was pretty wild. You know, the old school drive-in, you know, I think it still used the radio to tune. No, it might have had the thing you hung on your window. I can't remember that part, but love the movie. And I love the Proton Pack. I love all the gadgets. And the coolest thing about building something like this, there's two things. One, the research, the getting to know the community. The Facebook group for this is really active and really friendly. Links below to that because they help me a lot. And the second thing is you get to do a bunch of different types of things. So I've got resin printing in here. I've got FDM printing. I've got some spring mechanics so that the Neutrona Wand pops out. There's different things, painting techniques you've got to do. So you really get to have fun and do a lot of different things. And I got to do that with this. So let's go ahead behind the fake wall and I'm going to walk you through how I put this together. Okay, first we're going to start off by putting the instrument box back onto the main body of the device, and then we're going to go ahead and put the rear handle on. I've already attached the rear grip, and one of the things I love about this Q pack and the files are that, you know, a lot of these things are manual connects. So we're using screws, we're using bolts, so we can take things apart, and I'm using that thread so that I can make sure that when that screw goes in, it is in there. And you can see it is on there tight. We're going to put this back piece on, and this is what our hose connects to that goes over to the wand. We've got our trigger pack over here. I'm testing out this gun track just to see how it fits, and it fits pretty well. Now we're going to go ahead and put the front cylinder in. Now, there are instructions for this. The files are free, but if you go to his Etsy page, and the links will be below, there is a PDF you can purchase, and it is well worth it. Now what we're going to do is put this inner track in, and this is part of the tacobelli twist pop or the pop. It's not the twist one, but it is going to allow the wand to actually pop out. So that goes in first. And again, what I love about it is these manual connections, bit of a pain trying to get those screws in sometimes, but once they're in, boy, the thing just feels solid. And here's part of the tacobelli. This is actually the thing that holds onto your clear plastic. This is from GB Fans. Links will be below for all this stuff. And this slides in. And then I did have to work some sandpaper and make sure everything's fit. You can see here it's sort of sticking up. And you're going to have to do that. You're going to sand. You're going to do this and that. Let's go ahead and work on the trigger. And I made a little mistake in this, and I put it together and then I had to take it apart. You'll find you'll have to do that from time to time, but we're going to screw this spring on and then screw it into the device itself. And then I hold it on with a little bolt. And then you attach that spring to the back via a screw, and you can see now it's got that motion to it. So here is the piece that actually holds the acrylic piece, and it moves in and out. And again, I had to sand it to make it work just right. And a little screw goes in there, and that holds a spring. And you attach that spring to the device and to that little wand. And now what you're going to do is you're going to use this little, you know, black crescent circle they gave you, and you're going to screw it into the slide arm. Let's call it that. I'm sure it has a name, but I'm going to call it slide arm. So we, with a little bit of fiddling, and use a longer one, because this is the screw that actually engages with that trigger. Okay, so we're going to screw it in. If you pull it back far enough, you can get where you're going to add some other screws, and it gives you the ability to get in there and actually screw this thing in, or there'd be no way to do it. I was quite pleased when I figured that out. I'm sure it was, some of you are saying, well, no kidding, but I was quite proud of myself. And again, you're just going to screw this thing all the way in. And I used some washers because I didn't have the right size screw, and the washers will hold it off far enough because you don't want it to be hitting the side. You just want it to be able to stick out far enough so that it catches that that trigger mechanism. And once it does that, then you're all set to be able to go ahead and let it fly. And again, the screw's probably a little bit long. I think I end up changing it out, but you can see now it sort of goes off the back like that, and it'll slide on and clip on that. And then once you push on this is just a test. I didn't actually add the trigger release yet. Boom, it flies out like that. And then when you push it back in, it's going to slide over that and go onto that. And then again, you can release it, and you can see how it pops that out. So that was a huge step in making this thing work. See, I pushed it in, it engaged. The thing I forgot is I need to actually connect the metal trigger, or the metal sort of pull thing to it. So we're going to do that a little bit later. So I'm going to put this front handle on. And again, these are all manual connections, except for this. I went ahead and glued this on. This was a resin print, and it's got little sort of dots there so you know where it goes to line it up. Most of this, I'd say 90% of this wand was printed in just FDM filament, and then some of the more detailed things that I didn't want to have to try to sand and go crazy with, like this grip, I went ahead and did with resin. Now we're going to put this front cylinder on, and here's the part of the trigger I hadn't thought of. So I'm adding this thread, and this is so that we can put a long screw in, and this is the trigger. And what I did was, somebody gave me this hint on the Facebook group. I sanded it down flat on one side. So now when that top screw, that's going to screw down. You can see right here, so there's flat, so it's going to hold it better. And once I screw that down and tighten it, and then I turn the handle, or turn the trigger that I'm going to bend, it will make the trigger move and then release the piece. Now, this was a pain. I didn't have, like, I have an old sort of metal bender, but it was too big for this thing, so I just went ahead and used a pair of pliers. So now, there, that screw hits that I flattened, and it makes it so it turns. And that was it. It took a little bit. It's a little fiddly, but man, it really, really works well. So now we need to make these welds look pretty cool. You know, this was my first time doing this. I'm happy with it. Could I have done a little bit better job? Sure. But I used epoxy sculpt. I use that stuff constantly. I love it. It is the best to use. Again, everything I use will be below. Now, many of you out there your brains are exploding right now because I have put that heatsink on wrong. It is totally wrong, and I will fix it later. So here is the screw that's coming out that's holding the trigger in. So the trigger is, screw goes through that and then holds onto there, and it's, you know, so it doesn't come off a grate. Again, all these manual connections I love. And I love these pliers. They've got like a special head on the end to really hold a screw in. Then we're going to go ahead and put on more of these Greeblies. These all have names, but I've forgotten most of them as I've been working through this. But again, you could just glue them, but since they use a screw anyway, I went ahead and screwed them in. And this way, if I need to remove them, I can. Now, some things, yes, I did use glue on, I did use epoxy, but man, when you can just use some screws, that's not too bad. Now we're going to put on this dial, and this goes on just with a straight screw, and I wanted to be able to turn that, so I'm going to use, of course, bolts inside to hold everything on. Those pieces are all resin, and then I went ahead and did buy some of these metal pieces. Again, links below. I think I got them from Charles, and they just make it look just really, really nice. I almost bought these banjos, but I ended up printing them, and I thought they looked fine. Maybe someday I'll buy, you know, metal ones, but, you know, I thought they looked pretty good, and, you know, at first blush, who's going to notice? We're going to add this front cap, and then we're going to start fooling around with our tubing and really making it look really, it just starts pulling it all together. And I found with these things that I bought this piece, this light, and I found that if you add little tiny cheap details like that little LED lens, that is definitely store-bought, you can make something like this, which is a 3D print, and put it on. And using some store-bought stuff and using some printed stuff, and plus you're going to be using tubing that's, you know, real tubing, it really starts making the thing look real. And that's the fun part, when you start seeing everything come to life. Now, I did buy a few more things that I thought were really important, and that's this V-hook and the V-hook mount to actually mount the thrower, the wand, to the gun track and to the actual pack itself. I thought it was smart to do. I did some 3D prints. I wasn't happy with how they looked. I wasn't happy with their stability. So using these hooks and these little bits of metal from GB Fans really help set it off. Super happy. Now, one of the things I always have to fight when I'm working on something like this is, especially when you go to message groups or the Facebook group and stuff, you people, and I myself do, we get really, we want it to be movie accurate. Well, it's never going to be movie accurate because you don't have those exact pieces. Sometimes you do, because a lot of these are just, you know, piping type things. But, and it tends to slow me down because I'm like, oh, should I buy this part? Should I buy that part? Should I do this? Should I do that? And I decided that I'm going to make this as close as I can to what you see on the screen. I'm not going to spend a fortune on it, although this was an expensive build. We'll go over that at the final video. But you just have to play with it and say, you know what, these guys are building these in the basement. Every one of them is going to be a little different, and this one is mine. It's not Ray's, it's not anybody else's, this one's mine. So it's going to be darn close, and you couldn't, you know, you'd have to look if you didn't know, but it isn't going to be a movie replica because sometimes it really gets in your head and slows you down. Make it fun, make it the way you like it. Unless you're a purist and it's got to be exact, then that's awesome too. I do that for some things, other things I don't. So what we're going to be doing next in this build video, the next one, which will be the third one, is going to be pack details. So we're going to be adding tubing, we're going to be adding stickers, we're going to be adding some of the other pieces, parts, the lenses, things like that, that I didn't do in the first video, and completing it, including connecting it to the wand and strapping it on our back. We're going to be going over the Alice pack, the motherboard, all that stuff, to how to do mounting. So that's going to be a really fun one. And in the fourth video will be wiring. I'm going to show as much of that as I can. That's a little tricky for me to show wiring because it's so small and whatnot, but I'll at least wire it up and we'll go over the pieces, parts, and how I line that up. And I'm still learning from different people on the board and some other YouTube videos the best way to wire this thing up, because it's a lot of wiring. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. All right, guys, I really appreciate it. Oh, I forgot to mention, the last video will be a suit up video. So that is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to doing that. Okay, if you didn't already end once I started saying, okay guys, or maybe way back in the beginning, I don't know, but now we're gonna end it. Okay guys, thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.